So let nothing will take holy.
We're going to continue on the top of page 165. Page 167, Mark will conclude the Shabbat service. Sorry, kidding. Each year, the brothers here today gives out scholarships to students in our school, and Joe Donegan is going to present the scholarship this year. Also, for those of you that didn't notice them on the way in, there are programs and scholarships are all listed on the back. You can pick that up on the way out if you have to pick one up.
Shabbat Shalom. It really is nice to see so many people alive here together. It's such a pleasant change. As chairman of the B'nai Tikva Scholarship Committee, it's a pleasure to be here this morning to present several scholarship awards. Special thanks to committee members Marty Cohn, Bob Mansell, Mark Silva, and Paul Sir for their help and efforts in screening the scholarship applications. Many years ago, members of Temple Beth Am Brotherhood began the process of establishing scholarships to help our youth further their today education. Today, we have expanded our scholarship program to not only include just children of Brotherhood members, but to all Temple members. We have expanded from just Hebrew High School to such experiences as camp, Israel trips, youth conventions, and college courses. Today, we are proud to present the following scholarship awards to students who will be continuing their studies in our religious school. The Stephen Swartz Scholarship to Audrey Chan. The Corporation or Happy Cemetery Association Scholarship to Olivia Felton. The Kathy and Harvey Wood Scholarship to Sasha Goldberg, who is not here. The Naomi Newman Scholarship to Summer Goldberg, who also could not be here this morning. The Randolph Savings Bank Scholarship to Alexander Peterson. The Edith Lori Baser Scholarship to Alyssa Peterson. The Dr. Barry Friedman Scholarship to Hannah Smith. The Al Gilman Scholarship to Rachel Smith. And just so you know, Al Gilman was one of the founders of this program many, many years ago. And with his foresight, we are still here so many, many years later continuing this program. The Teresa and Jacob Weitzman Scholarship to Finn Evans, who will be going to Camp Vermont. The Todman Family Scholarship to Harrison Chang, who will be attending the Jewish Teen Foundation of Greater Boston. And the Ann and Joseph Greenfield Scholarship to Maddie Reiser, who will be going to Israel. In addition to these scholarships, we have two more very special awards. B'nai Tikva Brotherhood is very proud of what our religious school, under the exemplary, extremely capable leadership of Michelle Ray, along with teachers Anna Shapiro and Cantor Grossman, B'nai Tikva now hosts a religious school, affording our students a unique, individualized education with many hands-on experiences, including those unique Sunday fun days. Therefore, the Temple Beth Am Scholarship is being presented to the religious school staff to use for enhancement programs for the coming year. We are certain that they will put this $3,000 to good use for the education of our children. The scholarship committee also learned about the success of our new teen program. This is a discussion-based class which meets once a month to discuss various topics, including the commandments. As there are 613 commandments, and this will be the second year, the newly created B'nai Tikva Scholarship, Brotherhood Scholarship, will be twice the amount of mitzvot, or in dollars and cents, $1,226 will be awarded to help defray expenses for this class, including the all-important pizza. Please note, enrollment is not officially begun for this class, and the count is already up for next year. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
This brings our total scholarship awards for this year to $8,201. We currently have over 120 scholarships, but we're always looking for more. We used to award the amount of scholarships based on the amount of interest we earn each year. Obviously, we can no longer do that, and our funds are decreasing. For a minimum of $500, anyone can establish a scholarship award. If you are interested, please contact me. Perhaps now, after seeing what we do, more of the men of the B'nai Tikva would consider joining Brotherhood, so we could reorganize and again become a viable part of the B'nai Tikva community. Brotherhood is always looking for new members and projects to help our temple community. On behalf of the B'nai Tikva Brotherhood, congratulations to all our scholarship recipients and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Joe, for organizing the scholarship program and for the pitch for our brothers. Much appreciated. We're going to continue with the Torah service on page 168. Any words? That's fine.
אין כמוך ולא כמדוני, ואין כמעשך, מלכותך מלכות עולמים, וממשלתך לכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shmo. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shmo. Hallelujah Adonai Iti, Uneroma Shemo Yahweh. Echad Adonai
Good morning. We're going to hear tomorrow from David Singer. David is a FJMC International Vice President and a past president of the New England Region Federation of Central. As you can, I'm always following your footsteps. This portrait begins with the aftermath of the death of Aaron's two sons who died when they drew too close to God's presence. It describes the purification rituals and it leads to the rituals of Yom Kippur. We read parts of this parsha on Yom Kippur morning and afternoon. It then leads into a discussion about not following the norms of Egypt. I am the Lord your God, you shall not copy the practices of the land of Egypt where you dwell, or the land of Canaan to which I am taking you, nor shall you follow their customs. My norms alone shall you observe, and faithfully follow my laws. Brad Artson from the Ziegler School of Rabbinic Studies, which ordains conservative rabbis at the American Jewish University in LA, relates this to the movie Zelig, where Woody Allen portrays an individual who repeatedly rises to the pinnacle of success throughout his uncanny ability to become identical to those in power. Time after time, Zelig is able to transform himself into the image of people around him, and those people reward his ability by offering Zelig influence, prominence, and prestige. The movie audience sees Zelig in photographs with Indian chieftains, Nazi generals, and capitalist millionaires. In each case, he has become more like them than they are themselves. Always in the center, always a passionate advocate, Zelig's zeal and enthusiasm bear the mark of his insecurity. His very passion reveals his wish to belong.
Rabbi Arzt continues to say, Zealot portrays the Jews throughout history. Like him, we too have managed to adopt the look and the rhythm of cultures in which we dwell. We take it as a matter of pride that we have become better guardians of the dominant culture than are those biological children. Always under suspicion of being outsiders, we seek to prove to our right to belong through our zeal and our ingenuity. Assimilation, the drive to become like the people we live among, is a time-honored Jewish passion. It is certainly one of our consummate talents. American Jews talk, dress, vacation, and work, as do all other Americans. With few exceptions, our habits and styles reflect the priorities of American culture. God speaks out clearly against all forms of assimilation. However, two medieval interpreters do read the verse with a more stringent light. Rashi understands this as applying only to the Egyptians and the Canaanites, who were more corrupt than all other nations. Abraham Ibn Ezra explains that this stricture applies to the Egyptian legal system. Both of these sages perceive that there is much to be learned from the wisdom of non-Jews, not only of the realm of science, but also in human relations. Jewish traditions have been open to insights from other peoples. Those non-Jewish practices and insights which strengthen Jewish survival, which sensitize us as a people, which teach us how to be more loving, more caring, more sensitive, which prompt us to understand more about Judaism and to practice it more fully, pose no threat to our Jewishness. So what does this mean to us as leaders of our brothers and sisterhoods? Well, the synagogue leadership is often overwhelmed within implementing the necessary events of the annual calendar. We have the opportunity to bring new activities and events to the community. For example, for many years, the Temple Beth Emunah Brotherhood of Brockton led a large community-wide Martin Luther King Day program. Many of our clubs lead food drives and clothing drives. While helping the disadvantaged members of our community seems to be an integral part of many of the churches in our area, we as leaders can bring such activities to our communities. Let us be creative and enhance our communities by drawing on the best of the dominant culture and by using these opportunities to develop new interests in our organization and to build new leadership in our brotherhoods and sisters.
Thank you, Mr. David. Love you, Thomas. We will be starting the cover service on page 685, the entire chapter 17. I believe Robert Gordon has a few words to say. No one, all set. Never mind. Yeah. All set. For the first Aliyah, we're going to call Joe Zanigarov. Joe is the FNC the speaker of the claims this past year. 685. Chapter 17, verse 1.
The Zorbi came here, Sheila Kola, Kosenbo, Nomar.
Amen.
Call Hokodo, Little Hain, Chinko, Lato, Ya, Mode, Yosef, and Daniel, Sako, Hayes. Worship at times for Romeo Israel, just it's been happy.
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל אהרון ואל בניו ואל כל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, זה הדבר אשר ציווה אדוני לאמור, איש איש מבית ישראל אשר ישחט שור או כסף או עז במחנה, או אשר ישחט מחוץ למחנה, מחוץ למחנה, ואל פתח אוהל מועד לא הביאו להקריב קורבן לאדוני לפני משכן אדוני, דם יחשב לאיש ההוא דם שפט, ונקרתה האיש ההוא מקרב עמו, למען אשר יביאו בני ישראל את שפתיהם אשר הם זובחים על פני השדה, והביאום לאדוני אל פתח אוהל מועד אל הכהן, וזבחו זבחי שלמים לאדוני אותם, וזרק הכהן את הדם על מזבח אדוני פתח אוהל מועד, והקטיר החלב וריח ניחוח לאדוני, ולא יספחו עוד את זבחיכם לשעירים אשר הם זונים אחריהם, חוקת עולם תהיה זאת לכם לדורתם.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chayei olam natan tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Second Aliyah can be found on page 687, chapter 17, verse 8.
Ta'amod, Rasibat Nachon Lomari, Halevi. Amen. Valehem Tamor Ishish Mibeit Yisrael Umin Hager Asher Yagur B'Shulchan Asher Ya'aleh Olah Ozava Ve'el Petach Ohamoed Lo Hoynianu Lasot Aton Adonai V'nikrat Ha'ish Hahu Me'amav Ve'ish Mibeit Yisrael Umin hager hagor b'tochon asher yochol kulam v'natati fanai v'nefesh ha'ochelet et hadam v'ichrati ota mikerev amaha ki nefesh halasar v'adam hi v'ani netatim lachem al nizbeach לכפר על נפשותיכם, כי אדם הוא בנפש יכפר. על כן אמרתי לבני ישראל, כל נפש מכם לא תאכל דם, והגר הגר בתוככם לא יאכל דם. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורה וחיים. חיי עולם נתן בתוכנו, ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
The third Aliyah can be found on page 687, in the middle, verse 13.
Ta'amod Yehud Moshe HaKohen, the Aliyah HaShlishit.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach. Baruch Adonai HaBarach Ve'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bochar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
ואיש עמך, ואיש איש מבני ישראל, ומן הגר הגר בתוכם, אשר יצוד שיח חייו, עוף אשר יחל, ושפך את דמו וכיסהו בעפר. כי נפש כל בשר, דמו ונפשו הוא. ואמר לבני ישראל, דם כל בשר לא תאכלו, כי נפש כל בשר דמו היא, כל אכלה יקרא. וכל נפש אשר תאכל נבלה וטרפה, תזרע ותגרש, ותבעס בגדיו. רחץ במים, וטמא על הארץ וטהר, ואם לא יכנס ובשרו לא ירחץ, ונשא עונו.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temes v'chayei olam lo tavitzokeinu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Amen.
The fourth Aliyah can be found on page 688, the start of chapter 18, was both the Torah and Hartstein, the name is women of distinction.
Na'amod hanabat na'im l'kid v'sarot, aliyah harbi'it. Rapsu et amnoim borav. Adonai Torah Shalom Boed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher Rabbanim Mikol Hamid, Rabbanim et Torah, Baruch atah Adonai Hashem.
That the bear of Adonai Moshe by more. The bear of Adonai Moshe by more. The bear of Bnei Israel, Yermatah, Ani Anayla Hechan, Maaseh, Eretz Mitzrayim, Asher Shpata, Bit Lotasu, Eretz Canaan, Asher Ani, Mabit Ethem, to make Shema Lotasu. To Kotechahem, lo tewefu, et mishpatai tasu. Via Dukatai, Kishmaru, for Hefahem, Ani, and I lo Hefahem, Mishmartehem, and Dukatai, via Mishpatefu, Asher Yaseh. Adam, Abraham, Ani.
Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah temet v'olam tavitzokeinu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Torah.
For the fifth Aliyah, we're on page 689, verse 6. And we go out to the Torah, the Latin Roll, the North Atlantic region, Women's League, Conservative Judaism President.
Na'amod Shoshana Leah bat Shalom v'sarot, la'aliyah hamishit.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chabanim mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Nation of the no, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'knofenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
The sixth Aliyah can be found on page 691, verse 22.
Ha'amod el kamarim bat Moshe v'chayilea v'aliyah hashishit.
Baruch Adonai Hamdorah. Baruch Adonai Baruch Eloheinu Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chadbanu mikol ha'amim v'natanu leTorato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yetzirah lo tishkat mishkavei shat to'ev u'chol be'ema yemshich ha'tekal l'tava isha lo tamo lifnei be'ema l'rivatei l'uki al titamu leila yim ela nikmeu hagoyim asher ani mishalem and akikma haaretz v'akol na aleha v'taki haaretz et yoshvei.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tofenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
The seventh Aliyah can be found on page 691 to 26.
Ha'amod Sipora bat David Lake v'chana rezo v'aliyah hashvi'it. Baruch Adonai Hamdorah. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam V'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chadbanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu leTorato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Ushmartem yet nishmatai v'lo tasu mikol hatota
התועבות האלה, האזרח והגר הגר בתוככם, כי את כל התועבות האל עשו אנשי הארץ אשר לפניכם, ותצמח הארץ, ולא תקיא הארץ אתכם, ותמכם אותה, ואשר קאה את הגוי אשר לפניכם, כי כל אשר יעשה מכל התועבות האלה, ונכרתו הנפשות העושות מקרב עמם, ושמרתם את משמרתי, ובלתי לעשות מחוקות התועבות אשר נעשו לפניכם, ולא תטמאו בהם, אני אדוני.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'fenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu haTorah.
We'll pause for missionary for the second.
We're going to take this opportunity now while the Sefer Torah is open in front of us for prayers for healing. I'm going to share some names and then we'll look around the room, and if anyone would like to add another name in Hebrew or in English, please do. The cantor is going to begin with the Misha Berach from Debbie Friedman, page 173 on the left side of the page. Misha Berach. In our prayers for healing this morning, Yekutiel Zelig Halevi ben Devorah, Yisrael ben Mira HaKohen, Shoshana Ruth bat Hannah, Barbara Grishaver, Sylvia Marsh, Hanasima bat Chaya Leah, Dr. Iris Sherman, Sissel Basha bat Chaya Dina, Masha Sima bat Chaya Dina, Stacy Megalitis and Michelle Langmead, Hannah Ita bat Leah, Judy Shapiro, Heidi Wertzman, Paula Levine, Neely bat Hana, Leah bat Basha Mordechai, Yosefa Adina bat Basha Sarah, Ruby Etta bat Mariasha, Yisrael Do ben Sarah Eshka, Sarah bat Sarah Himedu, Risha Kayla bat Sarah Eshka, Devorah Ruth bat Sarah, Asnat Batya bat Devorah, Nechama Esther bat Barachia, Elia, Malka bat Chava, Rachel, Leah Hannah bat Surtel Liba. The end.
Hannah, Sarah, Dora, Hale, Jackie Devine, Nancy, Ron Jeffro, Anna Sarah, Phyllis Kerr, Elise Cohen, Stacy Megalitis, Michelle Amy, Ken Weinberg, Lisa James, Jerry Montel, Carolyn Child, Yappa. Judy Zelda, Mary, Allison Catherine, Sunny Goodwin, Jane F.
Susan Talbot.
Andrea Herb, Lynn Moser Shapiro, Deborah Butesky, Sarah Bustro.
Nancy Mark Abigail Kay, Michelle Manto, Deborah Goldtap, Christina Calamana.
Aaron Goldman, Sheila Rossi, Special Basha, Isaiah, Daisy Megalitis, Francis Simmons, Bahai, and Shelley. Chaim Bashir in Israel, Jonathan Dartmouth.
Jeffrey Garrison, Jeff Levy,
Adam Hanafa Ruth, Babush Alevi, Susan Newton, Ben Bailey Yetta, Benjamin Ben Chana Bayako, Aaron Harley.
Shannon Yadon, or Salt Zabat.
Together with all those whose names we carry in our hearts, our prayers are for a healing both of spirit and of body. The concluding paragraph of the share. Is anyone online who wanted to unmute and share a name?
Yes, Shimon ben Beryl Moshe Valea.
Bless those in need of healing with reflush, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We rise from Hopkins Cottage from page 174 to 1108. Then we see the Mark the Aliyah, that is found on page 691, verse 26.
Ta'amod, Devorah, Abraham, Rachel, Amapira.
Amen. ושמרתם אתם את חוקותיי ואת משפטיי ולא תעשו מכל התועבות האלה האזרח והגר הגר בתוככם כי את כל התועבות האל עשו אנשי הארץ אשר לפניכם ותטמע הארץ ולא תקיא הארץ אתכם ותמכם אותה כאשר קאה את הגוי אשר לפניכם כי כל אשר יעשה מכל התועבות האלה ונפרצו הנפשות העושות מקרב עמם ושמרתם את משמרתי ובלתי עושות מחוקות התועבות אשר נעשו לפניכם ולא תטמאו בהם אני אדוני
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם אחד בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Ta'amod, Amapira, Ta'amod, Ha'Balalat.
Torah Siva Moshe. Torah Siva Moshe. Torah Siva Moshe. Torah, 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 Siva Moshe. Torah, Torah,
Please be seated, everyone. Just one sentence about the Torah reading. At the end of the first Aliyah, it says, do not worship Seirim, and do not be led astray by Seirim. Marvin, what is a Seir? It's a goat. What are they talking about? What does it mean, don't be led astray by a goat? But everyone translates it differently, but it's a fascinating example of how much in the Torah really just hints at stories that we've lost. In our translation, it says, don't follow goat demons. I've never heard of goat demons. I've never been tempted by a goat demon. But in another translation, it translates it as Seder, which is sort of a half goat, half human. I have no idea what our ancestors were worshiping, but it sounds really interesting. The Haftorah is special for today, page 1216. Tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh, so we tell a story, we read this story about a moment between Jonathan and David, when Jonathan was protecting David from his father. All of this takes place around a new month dinner that was going to take place tomorrow. So therefore, we read this story. To the kids who are here, I just want to say one word. This story is fascinating because it's about young people, teenagers, who have to choose between loyalty to their best friend and loyalty to their own father. Jonathan chooses his best friend, even though it will cost him the kingship. It's a fascinating story. Page 1216.
Well, the lecturer Debbie Gladstone, take October 1st.
ביום המעשה ויחשת אצל האבן העזל. אני שלושת החיצים צידו עורך ושלח לי למטרה. והנה אשלח את הנער להחמצה את החיצים עם המור. אומר הנער הנה החיצים ממך והנה כחל ומבוא כי שלום לך ואין דבר אדוני. במקום מעלה הנה החיצים ממך והלאה כי ישלחך אלי. והדבר אשר דיברנו אני ואתה הנה אדוני ואם בנך לעולם. ויסתר דוד בשדה ויהי החודש וישב המלך את הלחם לאכול. וישב המלך על משאבו כפעם בפעם. את מושב העיר ויקם יהונתן וישב אבנר מצד שאול ויפקד מקום דוד. ולא דיבר שאול ומה ביום ההוא כי אמר מקראהו בלתי טהור כי לא טהור. ויהי ממחרת החודש השני ויפקד מקום דוד ויאמר שאול אל יהונתן בנו מדוע לא בא לאישי גם טוב גם היום הלחם. ויען יהונתן את שאול נשאר דוד ועמדי עד בית לחם. ויאמר שלחני נא כי זבח משפחה לנו בעיר ומוצאים לי אחי ואתה אם מצאתי חן בעיניך אם אתה נא בארץ חי על כן נאמר אל שולחן ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בכל העולמים צדיק בכל הדורות הנאמן החומר ויוצר המדבר מקיים שכל דבריו מבצע. נאמן אתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ונאמנים דבריך לדבר אחד מדבריך הכל לא ישוב ריקם כי נאמן ברחמן אתה ברוך אתה אדוני הנאמן חצי יום כי בית חיינו ולהנו בנפש תשיע במהרה ימינו ברוך אתה אדוני שומר ציון לפניך. נתנו אדוני אליהו הנביא עבדך ומלכות בית דוד משיחך במהרה יבוא ויגיע ימינו. אל כיסו לא ישב זר ולא יחלו בו אחרים את כבודו כי בשם קודשך נשבעת לו שלא יפנה נרו לנון כהן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן דוד. והנביאים ביד יום השבת הזה שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו ותושב לבנך תבוא תברך הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך ובורכים אותך יתברך שמך בפי כל עת תמיד לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני הקדש השבת.
Our service continues on page 177. Please pray for our country.
Our God and God of our ancestors, with mercy accept our prayer on behalf of our country and its government. Pour out your blessings upon this land, upon its inhabitants, upon its leaders, its judges, officers, and officials, to faithfully devote themselves to the needs of the public. Help them understand the rules of justice you have decreed, so that peace and security, happiness and freedom will never depart from our land.
Spirit in all nations, great enemies are your way and all the inhabitants of our land. Uproot from our hearts hatred and malice, jealousy and strife. Plant love and companionship, peace and friendship among the many peoples of faith, well among us. Grant us knowledge to judge justly, the wisdom to act with compassion, in the understanding and courage of my
May it be your will that our land be a blessing to all who dwell on earth, and may you cause all people to dwell in righteousness and freedom, speedily fulfill the vision of your prophets. Nation shall not lift sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. For all of them, from the least of them to the greatest, shall know me, and let us say, Amen.
Take what can be found on page 448, and Elaine will read us that. Hey, Roy. We remain standing. As Rabbi mentioned, the new month by year begins this evening. And turn to page 180 for the new month.
I just want to remind everyone that this week, on the first days of the new month, we will honor Israel Memorial Day on Tuesday night and Israel Independence Day, the 74th anniversary, on Wednesday night of the
Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu Elokei Avoteinu Shetechadei Shameinu Et HaChodesh Haba Letova V'Leveracha V'Titan Lanu Chaim Aruchim, Chaim Shal Shalom, Chaim Shal Tova, Chaim Shal Bracha, Chaim Shal Parnasa, Chaim Shal Chilutz Atzonot, Chaim Sheishach Bahem. Yirat Shamayim Be'Ramachet Chaim She'en B'hem Busha Ufrima Chaim She'Rosher B'Chavod Chaim She'Tevanu B'Torah Yirat Shamayim Chaim She'Imanu Mishalot Libeinu L'Tova Amen. מי שעשה ניסים לאבותינו וגאל אותם לחירות, יגאל אותנו בקרוב, יקבץ נידחינו מארבעת הארץ, חברים כל ישראל ונאמר אמן. ראש חודש אייר יהיה ביום ראשון ויום השני, הבא עלינו ועל כל ישראל לטובה. Yakornavo Israel, Lechaim Shalom.
Amen.
Sason Simcha.
Amen.
Lishua Nechama Venomar.
We turn to page 183, the Hallelujah. And you may be seated.
Not really.
Sorry, don't be seated.
Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, Ki Nizkar, Shemo
Our sermon this morning is going to be delivered by Nancy Schwartz over Zoom. So, Sandy, you can unmute yourself.
All set. Thank you. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
It is my honor to deliver the sermon this morning at our combined Brotherhood Sisterhood Shabbat service. In memory of the yahrzeit of my beloved mother-in-law, Jean, and in honor of the birth of my new grandson, Jack, named in her memory, both sacred moments in time, I offer the words of my sermon this morning. How do we mark time, especially now more than 2 years into the pandemic, when time seems to be racing by faster than ever? Do we focus only on the app on our phone or computer, or the calendar that hangs on our wall or sits on our desk? On this Shabbat morning, which has the special honor of being named Shabbat Mevarchim HaChodesh, which means the Shabbat that blesses the new moon that follows, we are reminded that there is another way of marking time, a way that was given to us as a sign of our freedom from slavery thousands of years ago, a way that can ground us and connect us to the cyclical rhythms of the seasons, to ourselves and to our lives. As we just heard Cantor Grossman so beautifully chant blessings for the new month of ER, arriving in our night sky tomorrow night, we are reminded of the importance of blessing that which lies ahead of us in our lives, with each step forward on our journey being guided by where we have been before. Some of you may recall I spoke last year on another Shabbat morning that also blessed the new moon that would follow. At that time, I shared the words of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who taught that each month of the year has its own unique personality and character, its own time quality. He said that the closing days of each month are a unique phenomenon, a juncture in the terrain of time in which two time qualities overlap. And so on this Shabbat morning, when the month of Nisan has been offered blessings to the month of ER, I revisit this topic of sacred time and share a few insights into the personality, character, and time qualities of this month of ER that has just been blessed and whose moon will soon grow from darkness to light in the night sky. ER, as the month that follows Nisan, reminds us that the very first mitzvah given after leaving Egypt was to set the calendar when each new month appeared. The calendar can then be seen as a bridge from slavery to freedom. For slaves do not own their time, but as a free people, we get to choose what to do with our time. Even during these past 2 years, when so many freedoms were taken away during the pandemic in the hopes of protecting and saving countless lives, we still had the freedom to choose what we wanted to do with our time, how we would mark our time. As a sign of our freedom, the first commandment given to us in the wilderness after leaving Egypt was to set the calendar when each new month appeared. And all of this began in the month of ER. During the 7 weeks of counting the Omer in our journey from Exodus to Sinai, from the second night of Passover till the eve of Shavuot on the 6th of Sivan, ER is the only full month in which the Omer is counted. Israeli writer and speaker Devorah Kerr notes that the month of ER is therefore an opportunity for each of us to walk through our own personal wilderness toward freedom. Because we are counting each day, she writes, we have an opportunity to reflect on this personal growth on a daily basis, to see how the story of our lives is unfolding. I see it as such a timely coincidence last night when Rabbi Gordon chose the angel card of growth at our Kabbalat service to take us through this week into the new month. The month of Iyar can also remind us of second chances. In temple times, the second Passover, Pesach Sheni, was observed by a person who could not bring the paschal offering during Passover and was given a second chance to eat the paschal sacrifice 1 month later. Even now, thousands of years later, we still have a Pesach Sheni in the month of Iyar. This year, it begins on Saturday night, the 14th of Iyar, May 14th, and ends the following night. Of course, we don't eat any sacrifices, but we do commemorate the second Passover by eating matzah and being reminded of the importance of second chances. And perhaps if we wish, perhaps being with our family and friends if we were unable to gather together on Pesach for a Seder. The month of Iyar is about giving and receiving second chances. The last example I will share is one that I personally find profoundly beautiful and healing. It is the reason why an article printed on the Ritual Well website entitled The Essence of Iyar notes that this month is commonly referred to as the month of natural healing. For in the spelling of its very name, Iyar, Aleph Yud Yud Resh, or sometimes Aleph Yud Resh, we see an acronym found in chapter 15, verse 26 in the book of Exodus. Aleph, Ani, Yud, Adonai, Resh, Rofecha, Ani, Adonai, Rofecha, I am God, your healer. How beautiful it is in our tradition that if we can open up our hearts to the possibility that these letters from Torah are actually speaking to us, that we may possibly feel a connection to this new moon as our ancestors did, to feel that the month of Iyar is reminding us that God is our healer. When so many of us are in need of physical and emotional healing, how comforting to believe that Iyar, arriving tomorrow night, is the month of healing. Last night, before Zoom services began, Lori, who was describing a personal experience she had, said, "Time crossed eternity." Wow, words I never expected to hear last night right before my sermon, and yet so perfectly timed for me to hear. So reassuring and so personally recognizable. Many years ago, I attended a program and was asked if I had ever seen eternity. I didn't understand the question. And then suddenly, after I heard the speaker talk of the full moon on the eve of Passover, I suddenly understood. Now, every year on the eve of Passover, I go outside on my back deck and look up into the sky and look at that full moon, the same exact full moon our ancestors saw in the desert thousands of years ago. And I imagine myself as a slave preparing for the Exodus, and my heart is open, and I feel as if I am looking at eternity. How do we mark time? On this Shabbat Mevarchim HaChodesh, in this intersection of sacred time and space, let us remember that in addition to the calendars on our phones or our computers, or those hanging on our walls, there is also another calendar in the night sky every night, a signpost calling us to connect with the rhythmic flow of the months and the seasons, and the cycles and rhythms of life within each one of us, a timepiece that can be a guide and source of inspiration in times of darkness and despair. For just as a new moon emerges in darkness and grows steadily in light and possibility and hope, so too can we. And though the sky will once again become dark with the next new moon, so too will it be blessed to grow again to the fullness of light and hope and possibility. And so too can we. Shabbat Shalom.
We turn to page 204 for our cleanup dinner. Our cleanup dinner, Phil Rosen. Yeah.
Please rise for Leno, page 205. Morning Kaddish can be found on page 207. As some of you know, a few days ago, we celebrated with other or commemorated with other congregations in the South area, Yom HaShoah v'Hagvura, Holocaust Memorial Day. We have a tradition of announcing the names of people from each of the congregations represented, family members who died in the Shoah. We omitted one name that should have been on that list, and I just want to remember right now, Izzy Geller, amongst those whose names we will share. During the week ahead, we recall the yortzites of the following members of the B'nai Tikva family: Roberta Bernstein, Mary Brennan, May Smith, Marcia Hofstein, Gertrude Wollner, Helen Holtzman, George Bernstein, Mary Burak, Joel Zane Kessel, Philip Plotkin, Judy Sokolov, Dorothy Weiner, David Bren, Rita Cohen, Joseph Israel, Felix Tromsky, Edith Adler, Abraham Banks, Marilyn Cornez, Bennett Clampkin, Seymour Engel, Irma Jordan, and Eugene Sun. The mourners and those who are recalling a yortzeit stand together, page 207 for the mourners' Kaddish. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Yalma, Divrach, Yerutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayei Chon, V'yomei Chon, V'chayei Jekol Beit Yisrael, V'agala, V'zman Kori, V'yimeru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah, Torah, V'yam, Yitborach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitmaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitalev, V'yitalav, Shmei D'Kudashah, Re'ehu, V'yelam, Yikol, B'yirchata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechamata, Damiran, V'yalma, V'yimeru, Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabo, Mishmaya, V'chayim Oleinu, V'yal Kol Yisrael, V'yimeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Nimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Oleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael, V'yimeru, Amen.
I'd like to welcome up my partner for this morning, Sisterhood President James Silver.
So I'm supposed to do announcements, but I don't see actual capital amounts. I would like to thank everybody who participated today, including all the people who took care of the last minute adjustments, the last minute, and I really appreciate it. Thank you to Josh, our Cantor, for helping us out this morning and signing parts for the students. I want to thank Nathan, Eli, Spencer, Grace, and also Ben. And also to Mark Silver for davening the shoppers this morning, and Janet Silverberg for helping out in the middle. Joe Donager, of course, thank you very much for the Brotherhood scholarships. Filling in was Finn, who was gone already. Finn Evans filled in for Heidi. He filled in for Heidi Workman at the last moment for the Torah service, and we are very appreciative of that. Thank you very much to our Torah carriers, Harvey Levine, our Brotherhood, one of our Brotherhood presidents, and to Kathy Stern, who helped with the carry at the end. I want to thank David Singer for doing the Debar this morning. Appreciate that. And Rabbi Ellie and Dina. I want to thank all the people who davened this morning, Lisa Fell, and Ken Turkowitz, Martin Wolford, and Sam Evans. And a very special thank you to Debbie Gladstone for joining the hot tikva, excuse me, for joining the Sorrel, and Elaine for doing the hot tikva. And I want to thank all the people who had a little, and again, we're doing a little filming at the last minute for some of you. And I also wanted to do a special thank you to Nancy Swartz for doing our sermon. That was lovely, Nancy. Thank you very much. I hope everybody here will hear it because it was lovely. Thank you again to our rabbi for helping us out this morning with everything that we do. And I hope you have a little chance to rest today. Thank you. I'm going to introduce Marvin, who has another introduction. Oh, one more thing. I want to invite everybody for Kiddush afterwards.
You can, if you're comfortable, stay in the sanctuary and in the hall and enjoy it in here, but if you're not comfortable, feel free to take it with you. It's already bounced up for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Shabbat shalom. Old friends and new. We were, Marty Packer and I had the honor of being co-chairs of the intern search committee for the coming year. And we couldn't just stop at one. So first of all, I would like to welcome back Lisa Fell, who will be continuing with us next year. Thank you so much. And I would like to welcome and introduce Josh Schreiber. Josh will be our Rabbi Cantor intern next year. We really are excited to have Josh joining us very much. Thank you.
Mutual. Thank you.
Look forward to it. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
I just wanted to also welcome the leadership from Men's Club and Women's League who are here. If everybody could just stand up for just a second. I look forward to welcoming, and I encourage everybody to meet our guests. Thank you so much. It really added to our day today. Thank you. Welcome. And thanks to everybody who cooked, because many, many hours were put into a kitchen that has not seen this kind of work in 3 years. So it's just wonderful.
Go to 11 on page 211.
Don't know my
你吃些 broccoli 吃些肉啊。不好的，消化特别快的。吃一点。吃的太多了。其实形容一个diet叫keto diet。keto。这是但是它可以减，可以的。
Phil will make Kiddush and roasting for us before we have our own set.
And our Kiddush is found on page 77, if you wish to follow. Al Kain Barak Adonai et excuse me. Al Kain Barak Adonai et Yom HaShabbat Shehu Safrai Ruchan Adonai Elohim Orei. Challenge of the mask.
That was a heck of a.
We give thanks to God for as our joyful praise.
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haolam. That's a heck of a pointer. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Yes, it is.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Sorry, we're not all eating together.
One of these days, I'm not gonna
I'm gonna go finish my gefilte for shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Yeah.
Let's go together.
Hello, Elaine. Shabbat shalom.
Jeff, give your doggy a hug for me.
Shabbat shalom, Ruby. Ruby, it's good to see you.
It was wonderful.
I'm happy to see you, Ruby. Good to see everybody. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Hi, Marty.
Hi, Nancy.
How are you doing, Marty?
What a beautiful, beautiful divide you're being. Oh, just incredible.
Her sermons always touch my heart. They're
How are you
unbelievable.
feeling, Marty?
They're always great. Bye-bye. Shabbat shalom.
I'm better. I'm better. Thank you.
Thank God.
Good. Thank goodness, Marty.
Hi, Linda.
How's the baby?
Thank God. He's doing. They came for a visit the other day. Surprise visit.
Wonderful.
Hi, Linda.
Yeah, so
Wonderful. They have a kiddish fair now. Wow. Beautiful service.
talk to you soon, Nancy.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, good Shabbos, everybody. Mwah.
Great sermon. You're a great talker. Love you.
Good Shabbos, Linda.
Appreciation Society. I'm so yes.
Everyone talking. Yeah, I'm gonna sign. I'm gonna sign.
No. You got me for another year. And you get a bonus. Josh is amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say something.
Oh, my pleasure.
Good speaker. So every the guys here. Right. So they will go on. Yes. Good. I'm a fan. Thank you so much.